Okay, so last of all, we've got to understand that in this way, man has no authority. Even pastors, whatever your title in the church, you have zero authority. Jesus says in Matthew 28:18-20, that all authority has been given to him. So the apostles didn't even have authority. They took their orders from the Lord. And there's something very important to understand. When the apostles opened a church, when they began teaching, they always taught the same thing. In Galatians chapter 1, Paul writes, after he starts the church in Galatia, he travels and then he finds out some things he's not happy about, and he writes them this letter, which opens very strongly. I marvel that you are turning away so soon from him who called you in the grace of Christ to a different gospel, which is not another, but there are some who trouble you and want to pervert the gospel of Christ. But even if we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel to you than what we have preached to you, let him be accursed. I really want you to understand that. The Apostle Paul was not even giving himself room to change what he had already said. He said, even if we apostles change our mind, don't believe it. Even if an angel comes and changes what we said, don't believe it. As we have said before, so now I say again, if anyone preaches any other gospel to you than what you have received, let him be accursed. It was super important for the apostles to leave behind them the doctrine of Christ in the church. That same doctrine that he preached back in 60 AD is the same doctrine that is to be preached today. It is the same truth that it was back then that it is today. And no man, no matter what his title in the church, pastor, bishop, no matter what his title, he has no authority. Only the written word has authority. One other passage. Colossians chapter 1. Talking about Jesus, it says, He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by him all things were created that are in the heavens and that are on the earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things consist. Notice this, Colossians 1:18. Jesus is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he may have preeminence. Only Jesus has authority in this church. And we get his word from the written scriptures that he had them pass on to us. No one can change this word. No one has that authority. We have to stick to the written word of God. And if we do that, we can be approved by God.